The living room was much the same as it had always been. It was the Fiat Punto parked in it that was new. I was in the kitchen at the time, at the back of the house, and I thought the telly was a bit loud. Opening the living room door to find we'd developed a carport was a bit of a shock. There was dust everywhere. I'd just painted that wall as well. The driver waved at me. I automatically raised my hand to wave back and realised I vaguely knew her somehow. A Mrs. John something. Stun? Anyway, someone I knew to say hello to wave at across the street when coming in or going out of the house. A good morning sort of relationship, you know, not a come inside for a cup of tea arrangement. Well, she was in now. I helped her out of the front seat. The airbags had gone off and she was covered in powder, but otherwise seemed in good spirits. And sat her in Mark's chair, handing her the cup of tea that I'd been making when she made the unexpected visit. Mark wouldn't be happy about the chair. It was covered in dust. I mean, she was all apologies and oh my goodnesses and my poor car! Tea helped calm her down a little bit. I pressed the brake and it went faster, she said. I said non-committally. I've done the same myself. I lied. We'd only had the place a few months. Bought it after a couple of years of saving for a deposit. And Mark inherited a little bit of money and we just went for it. Better than renting, we thought. We're not married, not even engaged, not properly. Not down on one knee, be mine forever type thing. Just a getting along. I mean, if you're in your 20s and you're not thinking about marriage, what are you thinking about? That's what my mother says anyway. Frequently. Our friends tell us they envy us, the solidity of home ownership and everything. I'm not quite so enthusiastic. 25 years is a long time. And we're the only ones of our lot that I know have even thought about buying. Everyone just rents or lives with their parents. That Mrs. John something, sitting in my destroyed living room, representing the older generation, literally running over my housing dreams, wasn't lost on me. I asked her if she wanted me to call anyone. I'd already phoned the insurance company. They said they'd send someone out to make sure the house was safe. Insurance suddenly seemed like an important thing to have sorted. And I'd left it with Mark. I'm sure he took care of it. I mean, one day you're talking about travelling and whatever, and the next you're suddenly interested in interest rates and repointing the grout. It's a lot more sensible than I would have hoped. It's hard to have fun with half a bathroom and no carpet. I love him. Most days. Most days I do. It was lucky I was at home when it happened, I suppose. Lucky I was up, awake, alive. Some days the sky weighed down grey and cold and pressed me into bed. Locked tight the front door and shackled the telephone. Had it been one of those days, I might have stayed in bed. As it was, I wasn't sure I wouldn't be better off there now. She said she hadn't really got anyone to call. A sister in Whitby, but what would she do if I called her? We agreed I wouldn't call the sister. I did call the police and the ambulance though. Mrs. John something wasn't quite feeling herself. Shocked probably. I was sent off to replenish the tea. When I returned, she said she knew the family who'd had it before. I said it probably wasn't being shown to its best effect. She said I'd soon be starting a family. Yeah, I made a noise. For months we'd be virtually living upstairs, builders everywhere, and then just the two of us plastering and painting and whatnot. I thought I'd end up loving it, you know, house of my dreams, done with my own hands. But all we ever talk about is the years it'll take to pay off. No one dreams of this. And yet here I am. The ambulance arrived before the police and put Mrs. Johnson, she gave them her name, into a wheelchair and pushed her out the front door. "You'll be moving on too," she said, as I waved goodbye to her in the back of the ambulance. "Once the baby comes. It's too small for a family, this place." I watched her being driven away and went back into the house to wait for the police and the insurance. "Too small," she had said. I put on a coat, decided against locking the front door. and walked up the road, round the corner and away. Far too small.